Stuff like self-manning spy bots, missiles that can travel at the speed of sound, and laser weapons have always been popular on the silver screen, but they've recently begun to jazz up boring research work and government white papers. Many of society's most significant technological breakthroughs have been intended for military use. There is no limitation to imagination and creativity when it comes to military technology, particularly weapons. Many of the weapons currently being developed or used by militaries over the world appear to be straight out of science fiction. Despite their absurdity, these weapons and technology have been invented or are on the verge of being deployed in combat zones all over the world. From laser guns to hypersonic missiles and electromagnetic railguns, here are 10 modern weapons you've never seen before. Number 10. ARMATIX IP-1. The ARMATIX IP-1 is a semi-automatic pistol developed by German company ARMATIX GmbH with smart gun technology. The gun has been labeled as the Smart Pistol because it is far more advanced than any other pistol. It uses radio frequency identification (RFID) chip, which has been installed in a wristwatch to unlock the IP-1 to fire when it is within 10 inches of the weapon to identify the user. That might not sound like a huge deal at first. The promise of a smart gun that can only be fired by its owner has been revolutionary. If your phone or computer can be locked until you prove your identity, why can't your lethal weapon? By using this technology, we can ensure that the firearm doesn't fall into the wrong hands and is only used by authorized personnel. The German gunmaker says that law enforcement and the general public should no longer be concerned that firearms equipped with technology that prevents unauthorized firing are unreliable. They ensure that their weapon is safe and top of the line when it comes to security. The pistol grip has also been converted into a pin pad. Number 9. MAARS. The Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System, MAARS, is a powerful, modular, and combat-ready remotely operated vehicle designed specifically for recon, surveillance, and target acquisition missions to increase the security of personnel. MAARS keeps soldiers safe from enemy fire while carrying out security missions like surprise attacks, hostage rescue, forced entry, and detonating IEDs. RSDA sensors can be placed up to several kilometers away from critical locations, signaling threats and allowing for immediate response if necessary. MAARS is equipped with several safety features and is only operational when it receives coded instructions from its operator. When the rules of engagement, ROE, call for it, this all-rounder has a variety of options for the escalation of force, ranging from non-lethal laser dazzlers and audio deterrents to less than lethal grenades to lethal fires from a grenade launcher or machine gun. Number 8. Energy Weapon. Hacksmith Industries revealed their most powerful energy weapon yet. This absolute beast of a war machine resembles a real-life MA5 from the video game Halo Infinite. The weapon has 13 electromagnetic coils that accelerate the projectile/bullet through the barrel. A series of controllers arrange everything in sequence. Its redesigned switches are a real game changer. The smaller batteries and a custom magazine and aluminum body makes the weapon portable and, not to mention, look totally rad. The weapon works on similar principles to a railgun. Essentially, it's a device that launches high-velocity projectiles using electromagnetic force. These projectiles typically don't have explosives packed inside them. Instead, they rely on their high speed, mass, and kinetic energy to cause damage. Their main advantage over conventional weapons is that due to the high velocity of a railgun-launched projectile, their destructive force could be much greater than conventionally launched projectiles of the same size. Number 7. Laser Weapon. Formerly known as the Distributed Gain High Energy Laser Weapon System, or GELS, the US military's laser weapon is billed as an ideal protective tool. It acts as a kind of shield between soldiers in the field and weapons that are intended to harm them. Given enough time and power, a laser can burn through an object by steadily focusing a powerful beam of light on it. The laser will be built by General Atomics, and defense industry giant Boeing will integrate targeting and monitoring tools and software, allowing the laser to find and track a moving target. This is necessary in order to prevent the laser from losing sight of a target before it is destroyed. Number 6. Electromagnetic Railgun. As we mentioned earlier, an electromagnetic railgun has a clear-cut advantage over a traditional ballistic firearm. This type of weapon doesn't rely on gunpowder or explosives to cause damage, and instead uses the projectile's speed and mass to cause damage. The faster the projectile goes, the more damage it causes. And what could make something go faster than bombarding it with electromagnetic force? The US Navy has been working on a handheld version of the weapon. If this project is completed, it will be revolutionary for the defense industry. Number 5. Chinese Hypersonic Missile. In August 2021, China conducted a test of nuclear-capable hypersonic missile that circled the Earth before charging toward its targets. This amazing technology demonstrating an advanced space capability has left the world on notice. Developing this technology must have not been an easy feat for China. Making hypersonic missiles is extremely difficult. Only scramjets can travel faster than the speed of sound. But since scramjets lack mechanical compressors, they must rely on the high kinetic energy of a hypersonic flow to compress incoming air. Therefore, to reach hypersonic speeds, they needed to use other engines. Turbojet, railgun, or other rocket engines are the most commonly used engines for these missiles. Number 4. SPACEX Starship. In 2020, it was revealed that the Pentagon had struck a deal with Elon Musk's SpaceX. The Pentagon basically wants Musk to build them their own starships, which are really high-tech reusable rockets, to deliver weapons and cargo all over the universe. This could very well be the future of war. We all know the Starship is capable of carrying heavy loads to space. But what exactly does the military want to transport? Is it their laser weapon, or is it the electromagnetic railguns? Well, the answer is, we don't know yet. But if the deal goes according to plan, this could completely change war as we know it. Number 3. Atomic Clock. Atomic clocks are frequently mentioned, but does anyone really know what they are? Let's begin with the basic concept of a clock. The purpose of a clock is to keep track of time. This is accomplished by counting the ticks of a resonator. This is the same for all clocks. The resonator in a pendulum clock is a pendulum, but an atomic clock has a resonator that uses resonance frequencies from atoms. Atomic clocks are timepieces that are designed to measure the exact length of a second in the modern timekeeping units. But DARPA has much bigger uses for this beefed-up clock. DARPA has announced the Robust Optical Clock Network, or the ROCKN program, which aims to develop small atomic clocks which are far superior in terms of timing accuracy and holdover. Their small size means they can be used outside of the lab. This means that planes, ships, missiles, and other military hardware could all be technically equipped with these ultra-precise timepieces and position devices. But why? Well, to put it simply, other than their precision, the fact that these devices cannot be jammed make them very reliable for military use. Number 2. KRISS Vector. KRISS developed the Vector, which is a series of submachine guns. They were developed using an asymmetrical recoil mechanism to reduce recoil and muzzle climb. Renaud Cabrat, a French engineer, developed the weapon's patented design. Its articulated mechanism allows the block and bolt to recoil off-axis into a recess behind the weapon's magazine well, making for a smoother experience. The Vector series was the first to use this action, with the 45 ACP chambering chosen to show that the action could tame such a powerful round. Number 1. RADETEC Smart Slide. If you're someone that can't keep track of how many rounds you fired, this firearm is perfect for you. The Smart Slide is designed to provide a shooter with basic but critical information via a small, easily readable display. The Smart Slide shows shooters how many rounds are left in their magazines in real time, as well as alerts on whether the gun has rounded the chamber and whether or not a magazine is inserted. The Smart Slide displays this information on a small digital display built into the back of the slide cover plates. One might wonder how RADETEC is able to generate this data without incorporating a complex network of sensors into the pistol itself. And the answer is actually quite simple. After a round is fired, a new follower, which is electronically synchronized to the display, detects it in the magazine and continuously updates based on its new position. Alright, did you know that any of these weapons existed? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to TechJoint, and we'll see you in the next one.